A life where no one dares to disrespect you, not because you demand it, but because you exude an inner strength and calm that naturally commands respect. In a world that constantly pressures us to explain ourselves, seek approval and win others over, the Buddhist path offers something radically different: the power to find peace, confidence, and self-respect from within. Today, we're uncovering 10 transformative lessons inspired by Buddhist wisdom that will help you cultivate respect from the most powerful source of all, yourself. When you embody these principles, respect follows you, not as a demand, but as a reflection of who you truly are. Lesson 1. Stop over-explaining yourself. In Buddhism, simplicity and directness are essential, guiding us to communicate with clarity and calm. When you feel the need to constantly explain your actions or decisions to others, it often comes from a place of insecurity or the need for approval. But when you stop over-explaining yourself, you send a different message. You're confident in who you are and the choices you've made. Instead of over-explaining, trust that your intentions and actions speak for themselves. If someone questions you, answer clearly and concisely, then let it rest. There's strength in allowing your actions to be enough without additional justification. This quiet self-assurance can actually create a stronger impression on others than lengthy explanations. People respect those who don't feel the need to justify every decision, as it reflects inner confidence and a calm acceptance of oneself. This silent confidence speaks louder than words, inviting others to trust and respect you as you are. Lesson 2. Set clear boundaries and stick to them. Setting boundaries is a powerful practice in Buddhism that teaches respect, both for yourself and for others. Boundaries are like invisible lines that protect your energy, peace, and well-being. When you set clear boundaries, you're communicating what is and isn't acceptable to you, and this helps others understand how to interact with you in a healthy, respectful way. It's one thing to set boundaries, but it's equally important to honor them. If you allow others to cross your boundaries without consequence, it sends the message that your limits aren't important. Buddhism encourages us to practice self-compassion and self-respect by staying true to our boundaries, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. This commitment to protecting your own peace shows others that you value yourself, and it invites them to respect your limits too. People naturally admire and respect those who know their worth and are consistent in protecting it. Lesson 3. Speak less, listen more. In Buddhism, mindful listening is a key practice for deepening connections and understanding. When we constantly speak, we often end up focusing more on ourselves than truly engaging with others. Speaking less allows us to be more present and to listen with intention, which not only enriches our relationships, but also enhances our awareness of the world around us. Listening more and speaking less fosters empathy and patience, qualities that naturally attract respect. When you listen fully, without interrupting or thinking about what you'll say next, people feel genuinely heard and valued. This kind of active listening builds trust and shows maturity, as it signals that you're not driven by ego or the need to always be heard. By practicing this kind of mindful communication, you cultivate a calm presence that others find both refreshing and admirable. People will often respect and remember someone who truly listens more than someone who simply speaks. Lesson 4. Don't chase approval. Be comfortable with discomfort. In Buddhist practice, freedom from the need for approval is a core aspect of inner peace. The constant desire for validation from others keeps us trapped in a cycle of pleasing people at the cost of our own well-being. When you chase approval, you hand over control of your happiness and sense of self-worth to those around you. Buddhism teaches us that true peace and respect come from within, and that starts with being comfortable even when approval isn't guaranteed. Learning to be comfortable with discomfort means accepting that not everyone will understand or agree with you, and that's okay. Embrace the discomfort that sometimes comes with standing alone in your truth. This inner strength reflects self-assurance, showing others that your confidence doesn't depend on their opinions. People are naturally drawn to and respect those who stand firm in who they are, especially when they do so with grace and calm. By letting go of the need for approval, you create a life rooted in self-respect and true authenticity. Lesson 5. Show, don't tell. In Buddhism, actions are seen as the truest reflection of one's character. It's easy to fall into the habit of telling others about our intentions, values, or plans, hoping they'll recognize our worth or understand our point of view. But in truth, people pay much more attention to what we do than to what we say. When you embody the principle of show, don't tell, you focus on living out your values through your actions rather than explaining them. If you value kindness, show it by helping someone in need, offering a listening ear, or being patient with those around you. If you believe in hard work, let your dedication and results speak for themselves without the need to highlight them. When you live by your principles instead of just talking about them, people see the real impact of your values in action. This quiet approach fosters respect because it shows authenticity. You're not performing for approval, but genuinely living by what matters to you. Showing instead of telling also strengthens your relationships. It allows others to feel your sincerity and integrity in a way that words alone can't convey. Over time, people trust and respect those whose actions align with their values. In Buddhism, this alignment between action and intention is a powerful way of cultivating a life of purpose and integrity. By letting your actions speak, you create a lasting impression that resonates far deeper than words, and others will naturally admire the authenticity you bring to each moment. Lesson 6. Practice self-respect. Every day, self-respect is the foundation of a fulfilling life and one of the core principles of Buddhism. It's the recognition of your inherent worth, not as a boastful claim, but as a quiet acknowledgement that you deserve kindness, care, and compassion, both from yourself and others. In Buddhism, self-respect isn't about thinking you're superior to others. It's about honoring your unique journey and treating yourself with the same level of respect and consideration that you would offer a close friend or loved one. To practice self-respect every day means making conscious choices that align with your values, maintaining a sense of dignity even when no one is watching. It's about setting boundaries that protect your mental, emotional, and physical well-being, and not allowing others to treat you in ways that don't honor your worth. But self-respect also extends to the way you treat yourself when no one else is around, the way you speak to yourself in your thoughts, how you care for your body, and how you engage with the world. Buddhism teaches us to act from a place of inner balance. If you respect yourself, you naturally attract respect from others. This doesn't mean you need to demand respect or force it into existence. Rather, by consistently practicing self-respect, you become a person who naturally commands respect through the quiet power of your presence. People see how you treat yourself, and without even realizing it, they mirror that treatment back to you. If you neglect yourself or allow others to disrespect you, it sends the message that you don't value yourself, and this can erode your confidence and invite negative interactions. But when you uphold your self-worth, you radiate a sense of strength that encourages others to follow suit. One key aspect of practicing self-respect is self-compassion. Buddhism teaches that we should treat ourselves with the same kindness that we offer to others. We all have moments of struggle, moments when we fall short or feel inadequate. But true self-respect comes when we can acknowledge these moments without harsh judgment, accepting ourselves as we are in all our imperfections. It's not about being perfect, it's about embracing our humanity. When you can do this, you'll feel more at peace with yourself, and your internal sense of calm will be evident to everyone around you. Self-respect involves taking care of your body and mind. This means prioritizing your health, nurturing your emotional well-being, and setting aside time for practices like meditation, rest, and mindfulness. When you treat your body and mind with respect, it sends the message that you value your health and inner peace. This practice becomes a form of self-love that is seen in the way you move through the world, steadfast, grounded, and confident. Every day is an opportunity to reaffirm your self-respect. Whether it's standing up for yourself in a difficult conversation, saying no when something doesn't align with your values, or taking time out for self-care, you are sending a powerful signal to the universe and to those around you that you are worthy of love, kindness, and respect. As you consistently show up for yourself in this way, you will naturally inspire others to respect you too. Practicing self-respect is about honoring who you are at your core, unapologetically. It's about knowing that you are deserving of happiness, peace, and fulfillment just as much as anyone else. When you embody this deep sense of self-worth, respect from others will come, not as a result of striving for it, but because it flows naturally from the energy you radiate. Lesson 7. Stand up for yourself, even in small moments. In Buddhism, the practice of self-respect isn't just about grand gestures or monumental acts of bravery. Often, it's in the small, everyday moments that we define and reinforce our sense of self-worth. Standing up for yourself, whether it's asserting your needs, speaking your truth, or setting a boundary, doesn't always require confrontation or aggression. In fact, the Buddhist approach to standing up for oneself emphasizes doing so with calmness, clarity, and compassion, both for yourself and for others. Standing up for yourself is not just about protecting yourself from others' actions. It's also about protecting your peace and your values. It means being able to say no when something doesn't align with your needs, desires, or principles. It's about finding the courage to speak up when something feels off, even if it's uncomfortable. This can happen in simple moments, like telling a friend you need time to yourself, expressing your opinion in a meeting, or asserting your right to be treated with dignity. In Buddhism, these everyday actions are seen as an expression of self-awareness and mindfulness. Every time you stand up for yourself, you are making a choice to live authentically and with integrity, regardless of the external pressure to conform or please others. We often shy away from standing up for ourselves because we fear conflict or worry about disappointing others, but Buddhism teaches us that avoiding conflict or suppressing our needs only weakens our spirit and erodes our self-respect. If we constantly prioritize others over ourselves, we begin to lose touch with our own values and boundaries. Over time, this can lead to resentment and dissatisfaction as we silently suppress our truth to accommodate others. This is why it's essential to learn how to stand up for yourself, even in the small moments, because it is these consistent actions that form the foundation for greater confidence and self-respect. It's important to note that standing up for yourself doesn't mean you have to be confrontational or disrespectful toward others. Buddhism encourages us to respond with mindfulness and compassion. When asserting yourself, do so with the awareness that your voice matters, while also considering the feelings of others. You can be firm without being harsh and assertive without being rude. By doing so, you teach others how to treat you with respect, while also upholding your own peace of mind. Standing up for yourself is an act of self-love. It's a reminder that your needs, feelings, and boundaries are important, and they deserve to be acknowledged and respected. When you allow others to walk over your boundaries, you send the message that you don't value yourself. But when you take a stand, even in small ways, You're sending a clear message that you honor yourself and expect others to do the same. Each time you speak up for yourself, you reinforce your self-worth and develop an unshakable confidence that radiates outwards. Standing up for yourself becomes a habit, a powerful and natural response to situations that challenge your peace or values. The more you practice this, the more respect you will receive from others. People are drawn to those who are strong enough to stand firm in their beliefs, who can communicate their needs clearly, and who maintain their integrity no matter the situation. Others will begin to see that you are someone who is worthy of respect and will naturally treat you in the same way you treat yourself. Standing up for yourself, even in small moments, is a daily act of self-respect and self-awareness. It's about living in alignment with your values and protecting your peace, while also fostering a life where you are treated with the respect you deserve. Through consistent, mindful actions, you not only cultivate inner strength, but also create a life in which your boundaries are respected, your needs are heard, and your sense of self-worth is affirmed by both yourself and others. Lesson 8. Control your reactions. In Buddhism, we are taught that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond to any situation. This is where true power lies, within our ability to regulate our reactions and maintain a sense of inner peace, no matter the external circumstances. When you learn to control your reactions, you stop allowing outside events or people to dictate your emotional state. Instead, you take full responsibility for your emotions and cultivate the strength to respond in a balanced and mindful way. Our reactions are often automatic, influenced by our past experiences, beliefs, and emotions. However, Buddhism encourages us to pause before reacting, to take a deep breath and observe our feelings with non-judgmental awareness. This moment of pause allows us to choose how we want to respond, rather than letting our emotions control us. Whether it's a stressful situation at work, a disagreement with a friend, or an unexpected challenge, how we react is entirely in our hands. By staying calm, centered, and grounded in the present moment, we can choose responses that reflect our values rather than knee-jerk reactions driven by fear, anger, or frustration. Controlling your reactions doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending that everything is fine when it's not. It means acknowledging your emotions and then choosing a response that aligns with your best self. For example, if someone insults you, instead of lashing out or holding on to anger, you can choose to respond with kindness or simply walk away, maintaining your peace. Buddhism teaches that when we let our emotions dictate our actions, we are often swept away by them, losing our sense of self and inner balance. But when we choose to respond with mindfulness, we not only retain our peace, but also show others that we are not easily disturbed by external negativity. This control over your reactions is a powerful way to build respect, both for yourself and in the eyes of others. People will respect you more when they see that you do not easily react out of impulse or emotion. You become someone who remains calm and composed in difficult situations, someone who is able to approach challenges with clarity and wisdom. In contrast, when we react impulsively or out of anger, it can lead to regret and damage relationships. By controlling your reactions, you show that you value your emotional well-being and are committed to responding in a way that reflects your true self. When you master your reactions, you also build a deeper sense of self-respect. You begin to trust yourself more, knowing that you have the power to remain calm and composed even in challenging moments. This inner confidence radiates outward, and others are more likely to treat you with the same respect you give yourself. People are naturally drawn to those who exude inner peace, and your ability to control your reactions is a key part of this. Controlling your reactions is an ongoing practice that requires awareness, patience, and self-discipline. It is a process of developing emotional intelligence and learning how to stay grounded, no matter what life throws your way. By responding with mindfulness and thoughtfulness, you not only protect your peace, but also create a life where respect flows naturally, from within and from those around you. Lesson 9. Learn to walk away. In Buddhism, the practice of detachment is considered essential to achieving inner peace and emotional balance. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring or become indifferent. Instead, it's the realization that we are not defined or bound by our attachments to situations, people, or emotions. It's a powerful tool for navigating life's challenges without becoming entangled in unnecessary suffering. One of the clearest ways to practice detachment and also to maintain your self-respect is learning when to walk away. Walking away is a powerful act of self-preservation. It's about knowing that you have the strength to step out of a situation that no longer serves you, even when it feels difficult or uncomfortable. There will be moments in life where staying in a situation, whether it's a toxic relationship, a draining job, or a conversation that's going nowhere, will only harm you mentally, emotionally, and even physically. Buddhism teaches us that attachment to negative circumstances, toxic people, or unhealthy situations breeds suffering. The more we cling to situations that cause us pain or discomfort, the more we prolong our own suffering. The wisdom of walking away comes from understanding that sometimes detachment is the most compassionate thing you can do for yourself and for the other person. If a relationship is unhealthy and filled with disrespect or negativity, it's important to walk away, not because you're giving up, but because you are choosing to preserve your peace. Walking away doesn't always need to be dramatic. Sometimes it's simply about choosing not to engage in an argument, stepping out of a toxic situation, or taking a break from an emotionally draining environment. It's about choosing to create space for your own well-being and peace of mind. Many people struggle with the idea of walking away, especially when they fear confrontation, feel guilty, or are emotionally invested in the situation. We sometimes stay in unhealthy situations out of obligation, fear of judgment, or the hope that things will change. But Buddhism teaches that clinging to people or situations out of fear or attachment only traps us in cycles of frustration and pain. Walking away is not an act of weakness, it's an act of strength. It's a demonstration of self-respect, the ability to choose your own peace over conflict, and the courage to protect your emotional and mental health. When faced with someone who is disrespecting you or trying to provoke you, walking away is often the wisest and most peaceful response. It's easy to get caught up in defending ourselves, proving our point, or trying to win an argument. However, Buddhism encourages us to release the need to be right. Sometimes engaging in a conflict only perpetuates negativity, prolongs suffering, and damages relationships further. By walking away, you are preserving your peace and refusing to get dragged into unnecessary drama. It communicates that you are unwilling to sacrifice your well-being or dignity for the sake of being involved in negativity. Walking away can help you reset your emotional state. If a situation or conversation begins to overwhelm you, walking away can give you the space to calm down, reflect, and return to the situation with clarity. You don't have to stay in a situation that makes you feel uncomfortable or unsafe. You have the power to step away, and in doing so, you maintain control over your emotional responses, which is one of the greatest acts of self-respect and mindfulness. When you walk away from situations that don't align with your values or your well-being, you are teaching others how to treat you. You are setting boundaries that communicate you value yourself enough to walk away from anything that doesn't honor your worth. Over time, this act of self-respect will be mirrored back to you by others. People will begin to recognize that you are someone who values peace, respect, and personal integrity. They will understand that you won't tolerate toxic behavior and that you have the strength to remove yourself from situations that threaten your peace. Walking away doesn't mean giving up or surrendering. It's a form of mindfulness, of choosing to disengage from negativity so that you can live with greater clarity, presence, and peace. Buddhism teaches us that we can never truly control external circumstances, but we always have control over our responses. When we walk away from something that is harming us, we take control of our emotional and mental state, and we create space for better things to come into our lives. In life, not every battle is worth fighting. Sometimes the wisest and most compassionate choice is to let go of situations, people, or emotions that no longer serve you. This is not an admission of defeat. It is an acknowledgement that peace, respect, and personal growth are more important than holding on to something that brings us pain. By walking away, we honor our boundaries and our inner peace, and we open ourselves up to healthier, more fulfilling experiences. Learning to walk away is an act of self-love and self-preservation. It's about understanding that your peace is worth protecting and that you don't have to endure situations that cause harm or discomfort. By choosing to walk away, you show yourself and others that you value your emotional and mental health above all else. This simple yet powerful practice helps you cultivate a life of mindfulness, peace, and respect, allowing you to move forward in a way that honors your true self and your worth. Lesson 10. Keep improving yourself. In Buddhism, the journey of personal growth is seen as a continuous, lifelong process. The path to self-mastery and enlightenment is not a destination, but a constant unfolding of potential. To keep improving yourself is to embrace the principle of impermanence, the understanding that everything, including ourselves, is always changing. Buddhism teaches that true wisdom and peace come from a willingness to evolve and transform, learning from every experience along the way. Improving yourself is not about becoming someone else. It's about refining and deepening who you already are. It's about learning to recognize your weaknesses, embrace your strengths, and make conscious efforts to grow in every aspect of your life, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and even physically. Buddhism teaches that the path of self-improvement is rooted in mindfulness, the practice of being fully aware of your thoughts, words, and actions. By being mindful of your habits, reactions, and tendencies, you can identify areas where you might need to change or grow. This is not about self-judgment or harsh criticism. Rather, it's about gentle awareness, where you acknowledge both your limitations and your potential without attaching guilt or shame. One of the most powerful aspects of Buddhist teachings is the concept of impermanence, the idea that everything in life is transient, including our shortcomings. This means that if we don't like where we are or who we are today, we have the ability to change tomorrow. Each moment offers an opportunity for growth, whether it's developing a new skill, changing a limiting belief, or improving how you treat others. The opportunity to improve yourself is always present. Buddhism teaches us that we can choose to evolve moment by practicing patience, compassion, and wisdom. This journey of improvement is not always easy. There will be setbacks, challenges, and moments of self-doubt, but Buddhism reminds us that this is part of the process. Suffering and difficulty are inevitable, but they are also the fertile ground in which growth can flourish. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn more about yourself and deepen your understanding of the world around you. The key is to approach each difficulty with an open heart and mind, seeing it not as a roadblock, but as a lesson to be embraced. With each challenge faced and each lesson learned, you move one step closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Self-improvement also involves letting go of attachment to outdated beliefs, unhelpful patterns, or past mistakes. Buddhism teaches that clinging to the past only weighs us down and prevents us from moving forward. If we are constantly dwelling on past failures or successes, we miss the opportunity to grow in the present moment. By letting go of attachments, we free ourselves to embrace new possibilities and expand our potential. This does not mean forgetting the past, but rather learning to accept it, release it, and use it as a stepping stone for future growth. Another essential element of self-improvement in Buddhism is compassion, both toward others and ourselves. It's easy to be hard on ourselves when we fall short of our goals or struggle with personal growth. But Buddhism teaches us that self-compassion is key to the process. Instead of criticizing ourselves for not being perfect, we are encouraged to treat ourselves with kindness, understanding, and patience. The same compassion we show others should be directed inward, allowing ourselves the space to grow without judgment or self-reproach. When we show ourselves compassion, we create the conditions for true growth and change. Improvement is not about perfection, it's about progress. In Buddhism, the goal is not to be perfect, but to be present and mindful in each step we take toward becoming a better version of ourselves. Every small effort to improve, whether it's developing more patience, practicing more kindness, or letting go of fear, is a victory on the path to greater wisdom. The Buddha's teachings encourage us to be gentle with ourselves as we work to improve, recognizing that growth takes time and that every step forward, no matter how small, is significant. The pursuit of self-improvement is a journey of unfolding your true nature. It's about uncovering the wisdom, peace, and potential that already exist within you. By embracing change, letting go of attachments, and practicing mindfulness and compassion, you become more aligned with your authentic self. The path of improvement is never-ending, but it's also the most fulfilling one you can walk, because it leads to a deeper understanding of yourself, a more peaceful existence, and a life lived with purpose, clarity, and love. Keeping improving yourself is not just about achieving personal success or reaching some future goal. It's about learning to love and accept who you are in every moment, while always striving to become the best version of yourself. By committing to continuous growth, you honor the journey itself, knowing that each step, each moment of improvement, brings you closer to the peace and wisdom that is your true nature. And that's a wrap on 10 powerful Buddhist lessons that can truly transform your life. These teachings remind us that peace begins within, whether it's through setting boundaries, controlling your reactions, or choosing to walk away from negativity. Embrace these lessons, keep growing, and always remember that the journey toward inner peace is a lifelong practice. If you found this video valuable, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with others who might benefit. Let's keep walking this path of mindfulness together. Until next time, stay peaceful, stay mindful, and remember, you have the power to shape your life from within. Thanks for watching.